All right, rock it. Join me at the top of your mat in Samastitihi. Take a little bit of space between the heels, big toes touch. Let your arms hang long to the sides and close your eyes. Beginning to activate a sounding inhale, exhale. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward dog. So you might like to pedal out the backs of the legs, maybe lift a leg, bend a knee. So the first couple sun salutes are designed to get rid of sleep, tenderness, fatigue in the body. Completing your exhale, eyes forward, feet forward. Inhale, lengthen. Bow. Stand up, palms touch. Release the arms. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, float back, low push-up. Over the toes, lift the heart. Slide back, upside down V, downward dog. Feeling all 10 of the finger pads grip. Let the heart hammock to the thighs. And even though the eyes are open, start to pay attention to what's happening in the inner world. Completing your exhale, eyes forward, feet forward. Lengthen. Bow. Stand up, palms touch. Release the arms. Arms up. Fold in, forehead to shins. Lengthen. Step walk, fly back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha, slide back. So the Rocket series has some hand balances and some back bends. Knowing that you can always add a little more hot pepper spice to your meal, and you can also take some away. Hollow your belly, eyes forward, feet forward. Lengthen. Bow. Stand up, palms touch. Release the arms. Bending into the knees, arms up. Fold over the thighs. Lengthen. Step walk, float back, low push-up. Spinal extension, eyes up. Down dog. The right foot steps, warrior one comes up. Down, hands plant, step back, lower. Drag it up. Slide back. The left foot steps, warrior one takes us up. Down, hands plant, back to lower. Drag it up. Slide it back. Get curious about this space just below the belly button. There'll be a natural uplift that occurs with the hanging heart. Belly to your spine, eyes forward, feet between the hands. Lengthen. Fold over the thighs. Bend into the knees, arms up. Stand up. Bend your knees, arms up. Fold in, forehead to shins. Lengthen. Step walk, pounce back, lower. Spinal extension. Downward dog. Step your right foot forward, Vira A. Chaturanga Dandasana, back to lower. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha. The left foot steps, low hips, high heart. Hands plant, step back, lower. Rise up, slide back. Option to stay just the way you are or drop down onto the forearms for dolphin pose or upside down for forearm stand. Use the wall if you need. Tone the outer glutes and wake up all 10 of the toes. Three more breaths. Come all the way down, sit back, child's pose. Let it integrate. Soften the jaw, the eyes, the face. Rising up, downward dog. Eyes forward, feet between the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Bow. Sit low, arms above head, and rest your belly on your thighs. Intertwine your fingers and gaze down to the mat. So if you look at your knees, there should be about a 1-inch gap between them. You're wading into the pinky toe, big toe, outer heel, inner heel. Bring your hands to the earth. It's either a little squat or Bakasana, crow pose. Tucking the knees on top of the armpits, pick it up. 3, 2, 1. Float back, low push-up. Over the toes, lift the heart. Downward dog. Step your right foot forward, warrior 1 for 5 breaths. Nice and low in the front knee. Your palms could touch or splay. But go to the mouth of the pelvic floor and knit the sitting bones together. Open wide, Virabhadrasana B, warrior 2, wide shoulders, wide pelvis. Work your knee over top of your ankle. Straighten the front leg, heel toe the back foot in, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Take your left arm up, take your eyes up, long spine. We do Trikonasana again and again and again, and it stays relevant. Interesting. Take your eyes down, your hands down, twisted triangle, hop it in. Take the left palm to the pinky toe edge, spiral your heart and your eyes. Take the thighs wide and apart, eyes up. down, take your hands down, hop the back foot back, extended side angle, take the right hand inside the foot. Some of you might tangle up the arms, and some of you might step forward to fly birds of paradise. So regardless of the choice of the shape, get really firm in the left leg. Wherever you are, step down, step back. Untangle the bind, hands down, drop the back knee, twisted side. Reach the left arm up, hook it over, hands to prayer, unless you want to tangle the hands behind the back. Kicking out through the back heel, draw the right shoulder back. Take your eyes down, take your hands down, drop your back knee. So there was a question about Bhuja Pindasana, so we'll play with a half Titi Basan. Take your right arm underneath your right knee and sit back like a runner's and see if you could pick the right foot up. Squeezing the back of the arm into the back of the leg. And then bending back into that front knee, side plank on the left, spin it open. Reach the hips nice and high. Eyes set on one spot. Bring your eyes down, bring your hands down, low push-up. Over the toes, lift the heart. Slide back. The left foot steps, Vira A comes up. Low hips, high heart. So drawing the right hip forward, tuck the left hip back. Soften your eyebrows and wake up those fingertips. Open wide, Virabhadrasana B, low pelvis, soft shoulders. Feel the intensity of the back leg, followed with the softness of the back hand. Straighten the front leg, heel toe the back foot in, Trikonasana, triangle pose, hinge. Take the right arm to the sky, scoop the low belly back, eyes set. Make it simple. Bring your eyes down, bring your hands down, twisted triangle, hop the back foot in, plant the right palm, roll the heart. Navigate the organs of the belly, eyes up. Take your eyes down, take your hands down, bend into the front knee, hop the back foot back, and take the left palm to the inner edge of the foot. Building side angles, some of you might like to tangle the arms. Some of you might step forward and stand up, birds of paradise. So the beauty of your asana, of your shapes, is that it's individual to you. This is totally yours, your masterpiece. If you're flying, step down, step back. Untangle the bind, hands down, drop the back knee, twisted side angle, right arm up, cross it over, maybe tangle the hands in a bind. Kick out through the back heel, roll the heart open. Continue to drape the right lung on the left knee. Take your eyes down, take your hands down, drop your back knee. So we'll build a variation of Basana. Thread your left arm underneath your left leg, lean back on the right, and see if you could make a shelf to pick up your left leg. And nothing might happen, and that's perfectly okay. Take a lunge back into that left leg, Vasisthasana, side plank on the right. Pull the low belly back, so our only point, the only reason we're doing this is to be alive in the present moment. Bring your eyes down, bring your hands down, low push-up. Spinal extension. Downward dog, slide back. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet. So some of you might actually like blocks under your hands. Take your feet as wide as your mat and send your bum back. So we're going to take stage one of Bhuja Pindasana, shoulder pressure. Start to walk the feet together in front of the shoulders. So some of you might have blocks under the hands. And then see if you could sit back and cross your feet in front of your chest for Bhuja Pindasana without lowering the head to the floor. So the elbows are squeezing out, the knees are squeezing in. And then just for fun, see if you could extend the legs, Basana, then lower the feet. Bring your feet hip distance apart, catch your big toes. Lengthen. Fold forward, widen the thighs, head heavy. Take your drishti, your gazing point, up the wall behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Bend your knees and slide your hands under your feet. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. This is known as Padahastasana, tip it forward. Get wider through the inner thighs by activating the muscles of the abductors, inner thighs. Inhale, lengthen. Release the hands from the feet for a little squat. Option to stay. You could plant your palms and lift up for crow. You could gently lower the head, lift the legs for height. And then slow and steady, catch the knees, pick it up, crow. Release the feet, a little tiny squat. Slide forward, downward dog. Lift your left leg up and step it between the hands for Prasarita A. Go to the long edge, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward, head to the floor. So some of you might like to take your weight and flip it upside down. And if you're flipping it upside down, imagine you're moving through molasses. So there is pressure against your body. It's not spastic or irrational. If the feet are up, put them down. Inhale, lengthen. Catch your waist, live in your legs, and stand up. Arms float open for B. Catch your waist. Lift your chest and fold forward, squeezing the elbows toward each other. Crown of the head to the earth, elbows tight. Tip the weight, and internally rotate the thighs. Release your hands to the earth, lengthen, and pivot yourself to face your right leg for Hanuman, half split or fold. So you might slinky all the way down into the depth of the shape. Some of you might stay in that runner stretch. Return into a little runner's stretch, a little lunge. You'll be facing the back of your mat as you ninja step for side crow. Pivot your knees to face the left. Hook that left elbow over the right knee and pick it up, knees bent or legs to the side. 3, 2, 1, release the feet, knees through center, lengthen. Bow, lengthen. Step walk, float back, lower. Roll over the toes, lift the heart. Slide back. Step your right foot forward and pivot to face the long edge again, Prasarita D. Catch the big toes, lift the heart, and exhale, fold. Put the crown of your head down onto the floor. So if you need to go wider, go wider. Big breath, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen. Basana. Hands, fingertips plant as you walk your feet out in front and heel toe them together. You might like blocks under the hands. You might opt for a squat. Sit back, lift your feet up, eyes up. Continue to squeeze the thighs together. Release your feet to the earth for frog pose or middle splits. Slide down. You might like to close your eyes. And then slowly rising all the way up. Pivot to face your left leg for Hanuman or Ardha Hanuman on the left. Nice and low, soft eyes. So again, this is going to be a little ninja step to side crow. Lunge into the front knee. Little tiny ninja step forward. Pivot your knees to face the right. Hook the right elbow over the right knee. Send the legs to the sky, to the side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the flight. Knees through center, lengthen. Bow. You could hang out here or lengthen. Step walk, fly back, low push-up. Over the toes. Downward dog. Step walk, float to the top, side crow. Pivot your knees to face the left. Snuggle your left elbow in, pick it up and part the legs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the flight, pivot the knees to the right, find the placement of the elbow, lift it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your flight, lengthen. Bow, you could hang out here or inhale, lengthen. Step walk, fly back, lower. Over the toes, lift the heart. Slide back. Step walk, fly to the top. Lengthen. Bow. Sit low, arms above head. Hands to your heart for flying pigeon. Wrap your right shin on top of your left knee. Maybe stay just like that. Maybe plant the palms and hook the foot over the elbow. Lift up. 3, 2, 1. Return to your little figure 4. Step down, Utkatasana. Other side. Wrap the left. Maybe stay just like that. Maybe plant the palms. Lift up. 3, 2, 1. Release. Sit in your throne. Fold over your thighs. Lengthen. Step walk, fly back, lower. Over the toes, lift the heart. Slide back. Step walk, jump through to a seat. Take the right leg, tuck it back. Lift your left leg up. Maybe you catch around your foot, your knee. And if I was in your home, I would gently guide your foot back, your chest up. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen. Release your foot straight into Ashtavakrasana. Take that right leg forward, rock your hip. Maybe we stay just like this. You might catch the knee upon the elbow, cross the ankles, pick it up. 3, 2, 1. Maybe there's a vinyasa. Maybe you extend those feet out in front and wait. Opposite side. Left leg back. Crown Chasana. Round the pelvis. Plug the head of the femur bone into the hip and reach up through the leg. So for this pose, it's kind of prepping us for leg behind the head. You want to lean back and almost round the low back. Inhale, lengthen. Release your foot, Ashtavakrasana. Hang to the right, sweep the left leg forward, rock the hip. Perhaps you catch the knee on the back of the arm, cross the ankles, pick it up. 3, 2, 1. Wherever you are, we'll vinyasa back. For the sake of practice, we'll work on our Bhuja Pindasana, but get a hold of your blocks and stop at whatever point feels appropriate. So for some of you, you might just work in a squat. What blocks do is they give us an extension of our arms. It makes us feel like we've got more space. So my hands are on the block and my hands are shoulder distance apart, and step your feet in front of your hands. And then lift your bum up and start to walk the feet even further and widen the elbow joints. Sit on the backs of the arms. You might stop there. You might be able to cross the feet in front of the face. Now here, we're gonna add on by pointing our toes and bringing our head to the floor, but our toes are pointed and lifted off the mat for 3. Heels aggressively squeezing to the bum, 2. 1, you can untangle, you might go TT, untangle, release your blocks, slide forward and drop to the knees for hero's pose. Hands on the lap. If you wish to recline into a sleeping hero, by all means do that. Otherwise, you're up, you're breathing, you're here. Down, come all the way up, and we'll clear this with a handstand. So you might like to get into the center of the room or use your wall. You might rest in child's pose, come all the way up for 10, 9, 8, 7, reach up through the legs, stay the course. And come all the way down. Sit back, child's pose, let it rest. One more. So we change directions as we slide forward onto our bellies. Take your left forearm half of an X across your chest. Fold that right leg back. Reach back with the right arm and start to flip your fingers so they track the toenails, and then upward facing dog your heart. So Bakasana frog pose, or as Rosie likes to say, a melted tortoise in the sun, a melted chocolate in the sun. This pose is about shoulders, it's about strength in the upper back and softness in the psoas. Release the right. Half an X with the right arm, fold the left leg back, work your heel to your bum. More, 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 more. 2. 1. Release that shape. It's either a vinyasa or stay as you are. Come all the way down onto the belly, Dhanurasana bow. Bend your knees, catch your ankles, spike up. Lift up nice and high, firmer legs. And we're gonna go straight into Parsvadanyarasana. Rock over, right shoulder, right hip, feet back, knees together. Eyes through center, come up. Other side, rock over, ears back, shoulders together, strong legs. 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up and release the shape. It's a vinyasa or push back, downward dog. Drop down onto the knees, Ustrasana, camel pose. Catch your waist. You might like to tuck your toes under. Take the pubic bone forward, reach the hands back, puff the chest, drop your head. All the way up. Option 1, child's. Option 2, dolphin or forearm stand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down. Last one. Stand up on the knees. Catch the waist. Leg of Vajrasana, little thunderbolt or Ustrasana. Pubic bone forward. Back we go. Come all the way up. Strike back, downward dog. So we're gonna clear our back bends with a pigeon, and then we're gonna do one of my favorite hand balances. Sweep the right leg through and lower your shin. Tip your weight forward, make it a bowed forward rested pigeon. So my favorite hand balance is a half crow, half Bhuja Pindasana shoulder pressure posture. So we've done both those shapes, and you might opt to stay with just one, or even like a squat or a child's pose. What I love about it is like doing math. You're like doing an equation and you're putting two things together, not forgetting how to do crow and not forgetting how to do Bhuja. Come all the way up. Tuck your back toe under, send your leg back, down dog. Reach the left leg up, sweep it through, take your pigeon. Let yourself fall forward. So the hardest part will be pretty much all of it, but is remembering how to do crow, and then remembering how to do Bhuja without doing crow for the Bhuja side and vice versa. Rising all the way back up, and we'll end up in downward facing dog. So push back and then drop down onto your knees and bring your eyes toward me. So I will use blocks because I have short arms and it's fun. And I'll just show you a demonstration. I'll actually kind of go like a sideways so you can see both my legs. So the right leg is going to step in front. So what pose is this? Is it Bhuja or is it crow when it's stepped out in front? It's Bhuja. So I'm going to walk that foot through center and make a shelf. Then I'll ninja step my left foot forward, and you'll pick your left foot into crow first, And then you'll lean back and your knee will be folded in. You might even take a TT Boston leg as well. And then we'll come down and step back. So meet me, downward facing dog. Blocks or no blocks. Lift your right leg up and step it in front of your block. Walk your right foot all the way through center and thread the right shoulder wide, elbow out to the side. Hop your left foot in and catch your left foot like crow. Sit back and pick up the right leg into that half shoulder pressure. 3, 2, 1. You might take a TT and then a step back to meet in downward dog. Holy Toledo. Other side, left leg up and around. Walk the foot to the middle of the blocks, widen the elbow. Hop your right foot forward. Catch your right knee like a crow. Sit back and lift the left foot up. Squeeze the heels toward each other. 3. So if you can do Buja and you can do crow, you can do this. Maybe a TT and a float back to Vinyasa. Eyes forward through to a seat. Paschimottanasana, a forward bend. Bow forward. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. And the joy of the Vinyasa practice is there's highs and there's lows, much like life. Some things we love and some things we avoid. Rising all the way up and then bending the knees and come all the way down onto the back. Bring your feet nice and close to your hips and lift the neck and shoulders up, palms up like you're holding a basketball, a beach ball. And then intertwine the fingers behind the head and lift and lower for 20. So this is rectus abdominis, that's our 6-pack, or would be our 6-pack. And it might look really fancy, but a 6-pack truly, all it really does is do this, crunches the belly. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg lifts. Release the neck and shoulders. You could thread your thumbs under your hips as you lift and lower the legs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck your knees to your belly. Take 3 full body rocks. And then on the 3rd rock, you'll end up in a down dog. To set yourself up for headstand, unless you prefer a reclined twist, drop to the knees, elbows nice and tight, crown of the head down into the earth, and float up, my little butterflies. Float. And if you opt for something different, awesome. As always, it's yours. Beautiful. Do not use that wall, Airdrie. You do not need it anymore. For those of you that have a pike headstand in your practice, you might slide your bottom to the direction you cannot see and point your toes to the top of your mat. And if you've piked, extend the legs all the way up. And come all the way down, sit back, child's pose. Let it all go. Come forward into a high push-up and then onto the belly. We'll take a shoulder opener before we close. Send the right arm directly out. Roll over onto the right shoulder, right ear, and bring your left foot to the floor. A big go-go gadget arm. So we'll turn this into something a little different, a gate pose. I'll cue you to get there. Keep your left leg up as you slide onto your belly and push back onto the right knee to extend the left leg to the side. Tent the right fingers, left arm up and over. And if you felt like it, you might lift the left foot off the floor and catch it in a dancer's pose. Release the foot, slide forward back onto the belly, left arm wide, roll it open, shoulder opener. Reach through the fingertips, open the whole front line of your chest. For all the hard work you've done, space in the heart, space for more love, more miracles. Roll down onto the belly, but keep that right knee up. Push back onto the left knee. Extend your right foot out. Tent the left fingers. Reach through the right arm. And you might even bend your ankle into a dancer's pose. Release and slide forward onto your belly and roll over onto your back for Savasana. Drape your shoulders under your back, palms open. Take an inhale. One more. Swallow. Let any holding in the body, any gripping in the body dissipate. After we work so hard, sometimes it's challenging to not. Notice any sounds in the space you're in. Birds chirping, vehicles, the sounds of people. So we've cultivated this attention to the internal world, our garden. But it's not all about going in, it's about taking what we've created of beauty inside and then sharing it with people around us, the world around us, whilst staying connected to us. Feel the temperature on your skin. Notice any smells in the room. Take a deep inhale. One more. Bring movement to your fingers, to your toes. Stretch your arms long overhead, point your toes. Tuck your knees towards your belly to roll to the right. And then rise to a seat. We keep our practice up so we can be kept up through the hard stuff. That the practice is relevant when life gets tough. Hands to your heart. And close your eyes and bow your chin. Seal your practice. Lifting our eyes and our hearts to one another. Thank you so much for your practice.